Chris Goodall, The Switch, How Solar, Storage and New Tech Means Cheap Power for All. Welcome to the World of The Switch by Chris Goodall, a book that dives deep into the world of solar energy and its potential to become the primary source of power globally. The summary explores the rapid advancements in solar technology and decreasing costs, pushing solar energy onto the mainstream stage. It discusses how governments and large corporations have begun to see the potential of this renewable resource, and are now investing significant sums into solar energy projects. The book touches on unique challenges faced by different countries and how they can overcome limitations by utilizing alternative, renewable energy sources such as wind or hydropower. As you embark on this journey, prepare to discover the brighter future that solar energy promises to bring, backed by data and technological innovations.
Solar Energy Revolution. Solar energy is becoming increasingly affordable due to technological advances in photovoltaics. Cheaper financing and solar panels are driving down the cost of solar energy and increasing its use. Each time the world's solar capacity doubles, the cost of solar modules goes down by 20%. This is leading to a 40% annual growth rate in PV installations. Germany's Fraunhofer Institute predicts that by 2020, the price per kilowatt-hour could be as low as 4 cents. Despite the belief that renewable energy is more expensive than fossil fuels, large fossil fuel companies are adopting solar energy as it becomes more affordable. The transition to solar energy will require massive governmental intervention to minimize cost and maximize speed. Efficient overnight and dark season storage of solar-generated electricity will also be necessary. The shift to solar power will not only save money, but it will also reduce air pollution and the threat from climate change. Meeting global energy demands. The sun provides enough energy to power the world for a year in just 90 minutes, with 90,000 terawatts hitting Earth annually. However, the current worldwide energy consumption averages only 15 to 17 terawatts at any given time, with each person only using 2 kilowatts of continuous energy per year. While energy demand is expected to grow in developing economies, deindustrialization and energy efficiencies in developed nations will limit total global demand to around 30 terawatts by 2035. With photovoltaics supplying less than 2% of the world's electricity, installing 150 terawatts of solar PV capacity by 2035 is necessary to meet demand, requiring 1% of Earth's land area as solar farms. Solar power, the future of energy. Solar power is a promising alternative to traditional fossil fuels that can lead to a greener future. While the amount of land required to generate solar power varies by country, it can be a cost-competitive alternative to nuclear power. Countries with sunny weather and poor grid-based electricity access, such as India and Brazil, have found that solar photovoltaic, PV, is the cheapest electricity source. In Kenya and other parts of Africa, microgrids that combine solar panels and batteries help supply electricity to distant populations. For areas with reliable sunshine, PV and batteries are enough to sustain energy needs. However, for those in high latitudes, solar energy stored as liquid or gas could be the answer to the challenge of surviving long, low-light winters. The book highlights that if the current growth trend continues, the world could be free of fossil fuels in about 30 years. Solar power's cheaper path to domination. With economies of scale, storage will determine whether solar power will take over the world's energy system by 2035. Semiconductors and solar PV both follow the S-curve of rapid growth and a slowing ascent, but pricing comes down only with the latter. While nuclear and other comprehensive technologies follow a different course, solar PV's capacity will go from less than 2% of the world's electricity to reaching global demand by 2035. Once solar power becomes economically attractive, fossil fuel energy investors will disappear, as Google and Apple have proven through their recent heavy investments in solar capacity. Solar power dominance. Shell CEO Ben van Beurden is convinced that solar power will become the world's dominant backbone for energy. This view is shared by fossil fuel experts and even formerly skeptical organizations such as the International Energy Agency. Cheaper and more efficient energy storage through batteries will make the shift to solar inevitable. Solar has already exceeded expectations, surpassing the IEA's projected growth by 5 years and surprising experts with its cost decline. Governments are now running auctions to attract solar farm developers, with the UK seeing solar bids dropping below the cost of nuclear electricity. The power of the sun is becoming the most significant and reliable source of renewable energy. Revolutionizing energy generation. The growing interest in solar energy has led to increasing research in solar cell technology to improve efficiency. Theoretical efficiency for single-junction silicon panels peaks at around 34%, but 25% is a practical maximum. However, incorporating more layers and materials might produce 50% efficient cells. New production methods for creating silicon wafers have also made solar panels more cost-effective. Furthermore, power utilities are increasingly using batteries to store solar energy and release surplus peak period supply as heat. Solar farms also use tracking mounts to follow the sun or oversize by attaching more panels than their inverters can handle to stabilize the daily flow of photovoltaic energy. Proper financing of solar farms would encourage more investment in the industry, as they are known to last up to 35 years. By investing in solar energy, policymakers and investors can create reliable, long-term returns and cut back on the need for fossil fuel plants. Wind and biomass energy. Wind energy has great potential in certain regions, but it still lags behind solar energy in terms of efficiency and experience curve. Meanwhile, biomass innovators are turning to gasification and anaerobic digestion to generate methane, and in trades E3 gasifier converts dry biomass waste into heat and electricity generating hydrogen and carbon monoxide. Electric cars may become the biggest potential storage facility for electricity. Using biofuels for energy poses environmental problems, but using anaerobic digestion is a carbon-neutral method that can boost energy extraction. Reimagining solar energy. Solar energy is becoming a reliable source of electricity for many countries. However, there are concerns about the variability of its output and the high costs of energy storage. In response, new technologies such as demand response systems and IoT are being developed to address these issues. Additionally, facilities can now concentrate solar power by pointing sunlight onto a thin vessel of liquid, superheating it and producing steam to drive electricity-generating turbines. Low-energy LED lighting, renewable gas, and liquid fuels are also promising solutions for nations with limited sunshine. With these advancements in place, solar energy is projected to become cheaper than fossil fuel energy in the near future. The role of batteries in achieving grid stability. The success of PV, photovoltaic, heavily relies on grid stability, which requires large energy storage capacity. Lithium-ion batteries, used in electric cars and large equipment, dominate the storage market and are expected to drop to $100 per kilowatt-hour by 2020. Innovations like 24M's lithium-ion cell will lower the cost of batteries even further. Tesla's Powerwall or Sonen's batteries are excellent choices for domestic storage. The combination of PV and batteries can help store excess solar power through SolarCity's PV Plus battery pack. Energy suppliers might begin to limit electric car charging and draw back the electricity, called vehicle-to-grid, during peak demand. Peak price hikes and demand charges will make batteries more desirable. Inexpensive flow and pumped hydro batteries may serve as an alternative for lithium-ion batteries for larger-scale applications. As long as manufacturers recycle batteries, there should be no shortage of raw lithium. Solar PV, a climate-saving future. In this book, the author argues that cheap solar PV and power-to-gas technology offer a practical solution to our reliance on fossil fuels. The book challenges expert predictions that a switch to solar would take 50 years, claiming that it's realistic to achieve in 20 years. The use of cheap PV doesn't require the implementation of a large new grid and provides low-cost liquid fuels. A switch to solar promises a future without fossil fuels, making it an essential factor in the fight against climate change.
In conclusion, the switch highlights the transformative potential of solar energy as it becomes more cost-effective, and the benefits it brings in terms of reducing air pollution and combating climate change. The book emphasizes the importance of efficient energy storage technologies, enabling the full optimization of solar-generated electricity. It showcases different strategies and innovations employed by countries and companies around the world to harness and effectively utilize this abundant renewable resource. The summary also explores the ever-growing synergies between other renewable energy sources and advancements in battery technology. So here we stand, at the cusp of a solar revolution poised to shape our world and the way we produce and consume energy, more sustainably and efficiently than ever before.